This is from a photograph I took many years back, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy this one. So as usual, here I've got my pencil sketch, basic sketch, all done out, and using my well used little pen, I'm going to just sort of give the outline, but this time there's a lot of hairs up on the side there, so I'm not going to draw a line. I'm just going to give a few little sketches this way. Don't forget the pencil work, that if it does happen to show through after a while when the ink is dry, we can rub out any of the, or erase any of the lines that are showing. So we just first of all establish my my outlines, and where it sort of goes a bit on the hairy side, then I'm going to do that so I don't have an absolute solid line where it's not supposed to be. That comes out here, and then there's almost like a little dent there in the ear. I'm going to come out, bring that out this way, and it's going to come in a little bit. All the while I'm just watching the photograph as well as my pencil. And in here we got darker areas, so I'm going to do that. Just establish, and here is also a little bit of a lighter area inside, and the darker areas is inside here. Of course, we've got to watch out to see which and where the lay of the hair is. So here as well too. All this comes out. Fluffy hair on the side. Work into that as we go along. And here it's got a nice little, like an eyelashes sticking out the side. And that's also across there. And here you can't actually see the eye. It's just behind this little area. But it's also the hairy on that side, so let's put that in there. And this side is very smooth air. There's hardly anything across there, so it comes out, and then it comes in a little bit that way, and then it comes in, and that. Got that. Coming out, got that. You've got that little niche in the side of the nose. Comes out here, up there, and round. And then at this part here, you've got that center part that comes down. Then here, you've got the nostril that comes in like that. And the side is out, so here we got this little piece coming up here and down into there, and then we got some of the lighter areas. We got that center part here with a mouth, a lip as it were, comes up, down here, and then it goes into this area. And we need to, inside here is a line. And we still got some across here. have a bit of a darker area in this area and here. And in here, let's do the eye. The eye is actually in this area here. A lot of shade in that area, but then you got the part here where there's hairs. That's up here, and this comes around up into there. And you have a darker area here. Tear marks. This is very, very characteristic of a cheetah. This darker line that comes down here. This is what distinguishes it from it and a leopard. Now the leopard itself is also much a bigger body built than the cheetah. This is a reasonably sharp line coming down, and that comes down into this area. Good. There's a line that comes from the eye down this way. Bring that in. The hairs are all coming, some of it coming down this way and some coming down that side. A bit darker down here, a bit darker down this one. The eye itself also is in shade, but just to make it look alive, we're going to put a bit of a glint in it. So I'm going to put a little glint on this side over here. Sun is coming from the side over the shoulder, but a shade, but somewhere along the line we have a little glint. So let's take the number 3 again. Let's work the eye. We'll come to the little spots later on. Let's work the eye. I always like to get the eye done first. Then leave a little bit of a glint there and see whether got a lighter patch down the bottom. Then you've got to be careful here to bring in these little hairs. If we can. So let's see. There's that little piece. And then really speaking, all this here is quite dark. So let's darken this up. This area. The hairs are going in this direction, so let's get up to that line, give it a bit of a line that is not 100% sharp, but gives you the impression of some of the hairs going down this side and some of the impression going up this side. Let's colour all that in. Work that up and out. And this side here, some of that is actually, hairs are going this way. that. It's good to get all the darks in first. Then you have an idea of what's happening. There, put that in. Dark in this area. Next, I'm just going to do these little edges here. Let's see. Going this way. Yeah, we got to watch out. We've got these. Let's do that now quickly. We got the whiskers. They can be scratched out, but if you can do it this way, let's take one across here. Bring a line close without sort of losing the another one coming out here. You can always come back and thin down that white if one needs to. So this one's coming out here. Pencil drawing this is quite easy. All you have to do is indent that a little bit and go over with your pencil and the whiskers show. So let's take this one across here. Work it very slowly. Then thin it down to a point. Good. Now I'm going to come in with the 0.8, and that can fill this up much quicker than a smaller little, and better than a small little nib. Be very careful next to the whiskers. Right next to that. There we got that part. And also over the eye is also quite dark, and really there's no very little line, but I'm going to show a very faint line across there by the eyes just to bring it out. Very faint. I know it's not there, but this is artist license. So there we can see the eye.